Hey guys, Dr. Morse here. We're going to discuss tight ends for week one, sit or start. This will be predominantly DFS oriented. I'm going to tell you who to start, who I would sit, and why. I've been playing DFS football for a couple of years now, and I feel like I'm decent at it. I mean, there's obviously your sharks and your experts that's all they do. I'm a sports medicine doctor in my real life, hence my office, but this is what I do as my passion. So I do a lot of reading and a lot of injury analysis and stuff like that, and this is kind of one of the things I've accumulated as part of my passion for sports and fantasy sports. So for week one, we have a decent slate. Let's look at the tight ends. I've done a kind of a video for each and audio podcast as well. So if you are looking for those, just feel free to click on one of the other links or and check those out. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I want you to write a comment in the post below or send me a tweet or an email, and I'll be able to answer that for you, whether it's a specific sit-start question or an injury question. So number one tight end is obviously Gronkowski versus Houston. He's at 6,900, which is priced up but not too high. He's likely going to be Brady's number one target, not surprising, and I think he'll have a monster game, at least potentially 2011-like season this year, as long as he can stay healthy. He has a nice incentives, healthy kind of earning potential this year as they just tweaked his contract. Greg Olsen is my number two tight end. He's at Dallas, playing Dallas at 5,400, and now he's back healthy after that foot injury. It sounds like he's 100% from that. He's got a reliable option for Cam, and probably the best option for receiving in that group, in my opinion, at least at the start. Delanie Walker is a nice sneaky matchup for Miami at 4,900. He is also a reliable veteran. As long as his foot or toe injury is healed up, I think he's ready to rock and roll for week one. Jordan Reed is a interesting guy because he's never healthy, but when he is healthy, man, is he a beast. He's playing for the Redskins at Arizona at 4K. We know Alex Smith loves his tight ends, and he was targeting Kelsey a ton when he was in Kansas City, and now he has a couple new toys. I think Reed has more upside, but also when Reed is on the field, he is just a beast, and he reminds me of Gronk, but he's healthier than Gronk almost. So that's one of my top options this week. For Jack Doyle for the Indianapolis Colts, they're facing Cincinnati at 3,600. I think this will be a Luck's go-to guy, as I've mentioned in a couple other places that I'm concerned about Luck's shoulder strength and arm strength to start the season, and I think Doyle will be a nice option for him. I like Doyle over Ebron actually, but I think both have potential to break out this year. He's at 3,600. For Tyler Eifert, the other side of the ball, 3,400. He also is kind of like Reed in that he's super TD reliable as long as he can stay healthy. He's got a bunch of back issues, but he sounds like he's good to go for start of the year, and I like the Red Rocket this week, so I think this could be a sneaky combo, whether it's Mixon, Rocket, Ross, or Mixon, or even AJ Green. So they have a lot of potential this week to potentially blow out the poor Indy defense. George Kittle is another good option this week at Minnesota. He's only 3,300, which is kind of pretty low in my opinion, but he's also been banged up. He's basically the same price as Jaron Brown, which is pretty much as low as I would go for a wide receiver, but he's got a lot more upside, and he's got good rapport with Jimmy G, and I think he's potentially a top 10 tight end this year if he can potentially stay healthy. Let's see, Austin Seferian-Jenkins for the Jags, who are facing the Giants in New York or New Jersey. He is priced at 3,200. A couple of cool stats: 20% of the tight end targets in 2017 for the Jags were in the red zone for tight ends. And the Giants gave up I believe is the second most, the most the most TDs to tight ends in 2017, and the second most points against in 17. So definitely a team to target. Maybe they got better, but maybe they didn't. Let's see. Mike Gesicki, the rookie for the Miami, I want to call them the Marlins, the Miami Dolphins. They are facing the Titans. They're only at 2,900, which is, if you need a guy in that range, I have a couple for you. He is a sleeper with tons of upside. He might have, let's see here, Devontae Parker says feeling substantially better, but uncertainty if he'd be ready to go in week 1 or 2. All right, perfect. So especially if Parker's out, Gesicki is definitely another option. So Antonio Gates just re-signed. He is 38, I believe. He's super TD dependent. He's a kind of a red zone target. He doesn't do much across the middle anymore, but we don't know if he's playing in week 1, if he's in shape. But if he signs up and you have 2,600 left and you need to find one, I think he's a decent option. So if you're playing the Thursday slate, you can do Dallas, Goddard, or Ertz as well. Both very good options, and Foles has a tendency to target them even more than Wentz does. So who am I fading? Obviously, everybody I didn't mention I'm fading, but specifically Travis Kelce, because the Chargers are really good, and I think that their defense is going to shut Mahomes down, and he's going to have a lot of turnovers. So I don't trust him this week. I'm concerned about Evan Ingram's A, his decreased targets, and B, his concussions. He's already had at least one, I believe 2 concussions, and he's at significantly higher risk for getting another one. And that will put him out not only for the rest of the game, but obviously for probably a week or 2, or maybe even longer, depending on how long it takes. Kyle Rudolph, I like him, but I'm going to fade him this week only because I don't know who Cousins is going to go to. Vernon Davis, I think Reed has much higher upside than Davis, but he'll get some looks. Charles Clay, he's got great upside this week. You definitely can consider playing him, but I don't trust Peterman, and I think Baltimore is just going to wreak havoc on this offense. And then for Cleveland, Njoku, I like his upside. He could have a decent day. Tyrod did like Clay when he was in Buffalo, and Njoku has more upside than him, but I'm waiting to see how this plays out. So that'll do it for week 1 tight ends with a DFS spin. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, or write me a comment and a review if you wouldn't mind. And stay tuned. Click on some of the other options to see the whole slate for week 1, and then we'll see you next week. Okay, take care, guys.